you tweeted something recently
I
about.
did.
Well, you tweeted,
I
you
know
tweeted
what
a lot
you're
of
about to
things.
say.
Yeah. You tweeted a
Which
lot
one
of things.
this
I was like, which tweet? There's a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. Well, I'm also a subscriber to Twitter, your Twitter Blue. But you tweeted something
Ooh.
about
All $10,000 a month.
yeah. I pay my dues here. You tweeted something about
I'm gonna
wanting
face
to.
this towards that camera. There you go. So
You
I feel like
wanted
I cut that
to
one.
test what you do on a streaming platform, and then you tagged a bunch of streaming platforms, which I loved because I was just imagining the meeting rooms in those streaming platforms being like, "Did you guys see this tweet from MrBeast?"
And the funny part is we're already in talks with a lot of them, so a lot of them
Yeah.
were like, "Why'd you do that?" Like we already are talking. I'm like, "Yeah,
Got
I
it.
just thought it'd be funny," and they're like, "Yeah, but." We're already talking about a show, and like, so it's kind of funny.
Why do you want to do that? Like, why do you want to take what you do and put it on a streaming platform?
Yeah, so, well, you know, the thing is, like, YouTube is great. Obviously, I love YouTube, and YouTube's always gonna be my number one priority. It's just interesting that serialized content isn't the best on YouTube. Like, if I made 10 episodes and 30-minute episodes of something, it just doesn't belong on YouTube. It just doesn't. And I don't even think YouTube themselves would argue that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's meant to be viewed as individual pieces.
Yeah, as of right now.
Yeah, as of right now.
And I also just, like, there's a lot of people that use Netflix that don't watch YouTube, and so it'd be cool just to, like, make content for them. And also just, like, test our limits. Like, because I do think... Well, I don't know how to say I don't have an ego, and I don't care. Like, this doesn't matter to me, but I do think a lot of people are like, oh, well, he's just good at gaming the YouTube algorithm, even though we have hundreds of people that work on our videos, multi-million-dollar productions that no one else in the world could do for what the money we spend. Like, it would take Hollywood $20 million, I can do for 2, you know what I mean? And we're consistently churning out some of, the best content you can find, you know what I mean, better than anyone else. So, but a lot of people are like, oh, it just games the YouTube algorithm. So I'd love to, like, jump to a new format, just quickly crank out, 10 episodes. I have a great idea, like the largest game show in history with the most contestants in history with the largest game show prize in history. And I know we could crush it, just using our studio space and everything. And I think it would just go wild on Netflix. And then, I don't know, for me, it'd just be a fun challenge to show like, no, we're not just gaming YouTube. Like, I can also make a hit Netflix show that, tens of millions of people want to watch. And then just come back to YouTube and keep doing my thing. It'd just be like a little side quest. That's fun.
Because it's not like YouTube would stop. The crazy thing too is if you took time to go do that, it's not like your videos aren't getting viewed on YouTube.
Well, I would still do YouTube.
And you would still make YouTube.
Yeah, I would just figure out a way to do it where it doesn't hurt YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That would be super interesting. So you're in talks.
Yeah, we already know what we're going to do. It's just figuring out like...
Who's going to do it?
Yeah, I mean, because like if it's 10 episodes, I mean, like on YouTube, some videos I'm spending up to $4 million. So like if I'm doing a 10 episode show, and I mean, in bare bones, if I wanted to stay the same as my YouTube channel, I mean, that'd be $40 million. But if I want to elevate it even more, which you should on a streaming platform, I mean, it gets pretty crazy. So it's just a lot of money. And so just figuring out like, do I want to do it myself and then like go to them and just be like, hey, here it is. You don't get to tell me what to cut or anything. I just swear to God, it'll crush.
Yeah.
Or do I partner with one of them on the front end so they can help alleviate the costs and they get it? I don't know. I've never done it before. So kind of figuring it out.
Are there some things you would do differently on a streamer because it's not on YouTube?
Well, yeah. I mean, the everything would breathe a whole lot more. Yeah. So we would pick things that, well, like also like you don't have to like hook people as much. Like I don't have to, so after I get people through episode 1, they're invested in the characters we would have in these game shows, and they, so I don't have to like be screaming at the start of all of them and convince them to watch. They're watching, what I mean? But it'd be so awesome. Like, I mean, picture like Squid Game, but like 10x. Like that's what I would do, with the set. But also, obviously, actual Squid Game, not ours, was scripted. This would be unscripted. And so, like, but picture those same crazy sets and experiences, but unscripted, where it's actual, real, raw emotion with, I don't know if it's 1,000 or 10,000 people that dwindle it down to one competing for the largest cash prize in history. It'd be awesome, especially now that we're getting better at storytelling and how to build characters and stuff. I'd love to take all that knowledge we've learned and just apply it to a longer format. It'd be so much fun.
It's so interesting you bring that up about like the different environments and what the viewer expectation is and what the creator does in those environments.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it in the terms of permission and interruption. So like if I buy a ticket to a movie and I go sit in a movie theater.
Oh, yeah.
You know how weird it would be if I left after 70% of the movie?
Yeah.
Or like 30% of the movie.
You're a lot more willing to like, grind through some like dull moments.
Exactly. And so that's like permission. Like the audience has given you permission to tell you this 2-hour story or an hour and a half story. But on YouTube or TikTok, it's like kind of interruption. It's like this thumbnail is meant to interrupt your feed and make you so curious that you click through, and then you know you need to keep.
And then in the first 30 seconds, you got to explain why it's important. And it's like you basically it's like you're a salesman, you're a salesman, you're a salesman. If you do it right around the 1 minute mark, now you're not a salesman.
Right.
You got them convinced. They bought with their eyeballs. Now it's just like, here's what you came for. Enjoy it.
So interesting. Man. That's such a different
like
environment.
Movies are so opposite, man.
Yeah.
Like it's so brutal when you sit through like 5 minutes of like shit just popping up on the screen before a movie, and I'm like, why?
Like
Why is this necessary?
Title sequences
Bro,
and
can you think?
like
do you remember any name in any movie you've ever watched that popped up? Like, why is that so necessary? Can we just move on? Like,
just send us a text.
Can you just put it at the end? Like literally, just put it at the end. Like at the end of every movie, just have fireworks pop up, make it cool. Have the main characters just be like walking back and forth.
Yeah.
Then put the names at the top,
or do like the outtakes or like extra scenes,
or at least
whatever.
put their face up there. Like if you put their name with like a little face, then I'd be like, oh, and maybe I'd start to like recognize.
It's so interesting. Like credits haven't been changed in movies.
I know, it's wild.
It's so strange. So what do you think? We talk about this. We talk about the landscape of YouTube a lot.
Yeah.
And like in 2023, what do you feel like the landscape of YouTube is? Yeah. And what do you feel like it's missing?
The hard part is, I go through cycles watching a lot of YouTube. I'm so knee deep in grind mode right now. I'm not even.
You're not watching YouTube.
I'm watching so little content on any platform. Like, I uninstalled TikTok and everything because distraction. So, like, I literally just wake up and I work out.
Yeah.
And then I work on my videos. And then I work on Feastables. And then I go to bed. And like, I try to hang out with my girlfriend a couple hours here and there. Yeah. So it's like, I'm probably the worst person at it. You tell me, like, what's going on in the platform. I feel bad. I'm so out of the loop because I'm like so knee deep in like what I'm doing that I'm not even keeping up with everyone else. I feel kind of shitty.
I think a lot of the consensus lately has been that it's stale in a way. And even speaking with you last night, I think you
last time I used YouTube a lot. Yeah. It's like, who are the new people? Who are the things doing creative stuff?
Yeah. And you know, something I want to talk to you about is the term beastification.
Yeah.
Because
we had emerged on our show.
I think so. Yeah. Maybe from Ryan Trahan. Because we had people come on the show and talk about the beastification of YouTube.
Yeah.
Which meant that people on YouTube are following in your footsteps and trying to copy you.
Yeah.
And so the thumbnails look the same. A lot of the concepts look the same.
I know.
And so when you open up YouTube for a period of time, it just felt like, wow, why does every thumbnail look the same with just a different person's face?
Yeah.
Why do some of these concepts look the same? The subtitles feel the same.
I wish people would like, there's like inspiration and then there's just stealing. And so many people just steal what I do. Like so many people literally just put their face on my face.
Right.
Or just take my thumbnail. Or literally verbatim say what I say at the start of my videos or like all my things. And so like, it's pretty interesting because I think the podcast we've done, like every time I've done these podcasts, we did them almost every year for like 3-4 years. I just come on here and I say everything I know. Like I don't hold back. I will literally come on here and tell you guys every little thing I know about getting views on YouTube. And I know thousands, tens of thousands of creators have watched those and literally, that's the reason why they're making $10,000+ a month because they're just like, oh, Jimmy just literally laid it out. I just followed it. So there's that positive, but then there's also the negative because so many creators have watched it. And instead of like taking inspiration from me, they're just like, oh, I'm just going to do exactly what he's doing. And like, it's pretty brutal. I don't call people out that copy me because, you know, not everything I do is original. You always get inspiration from somewhere. So I try not to be hypocritical because it would be very easy for someone in my spot to just start going off on creators. Because there's so many that just to a T just steal everything, my thunder and all that. Like I'll you know, spend 6 months working on a project and millions of dollars and all this time and effort and brain power. And then after I upload 2 weeks later, someone will just do the exact same video, say the exact same words with the exact same thumbnail. And it's like, they didn't have to do any of that, you know? But yeah, I don't know. I almost wish it was one of those things where people would self-police it more and just be like, no, like, like it's okay to draw inspiration from me, but just don't do what I do to a T. Because you know, but I'm never gonna like call out and trash on people that do because I'm not 100% original. Like it's not like $1 versus blank. I'm the first person to do it. But I just, you know, saw that format and I was just like, how can I do that 100 times better?
Right.
How can I put 100 times more creativity into it? How can I level up the editing by 100 times? How can I spend 100, blah, blah, blah. And that's always my mindset. How can I like, if I get inspired by something, how can I do that but 100 times better and make it my own? Whereas a lot of people are just like, oh, MrBeast did that. I'm just going to do it.
We got some, so we talked to the author of the book Steal Like an Artist about this topic.
So many people have recommended me that book. I haven't read it yet.
It's a great book. It's about like what you're saying, like everyone steals from someone, right? Yeah. Everyone's inspired from someone.
Exactly.
But his advice was to go back further. Like if they want to copy you, try and figure out who you were inspired by. try and figure out like all the way back, what's like the lineage of this inspiration, which I think is interesting. And then he also talks about the difference between plagiarism and transformation.
Yes.
Like, how do you look at what you're talking about is transformation?
Yep.
You said, I saw a concept and I said, how can I make this 100 times better? How can I go like
Which is
this and make it
perfectly
different?
fine.
That's totally fine. Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think that's where people need to understand is that if you see something on YouTube that you're into, transform it.
Exactly.
Take it and change it, right?
Yeah.
Don't just, because if you do the same thing, you said this on a podcast recently, but you said like the next MrBeast is not going to make videos like you.
No.
And I believe that. I think that's not going to happen.
No, you're never,
It's just not gonna
no
happen.
one's ever going to do what I do better than me. Like, it's just not, it's not even humanly possible. Like, I reinvest every penny I make.
Yeah.
I work every hour I'm awake. I devote every atom in my brain to solving this. I hire the best people on the planet. I've been doing this for 14 years. And I think in decades, not years. So I'm going to be doing this for another 20, 30 years, not 2 or 3. So no, the next me isn't going to be me because no one's going to do what I do better than me. It's not possible. If I thought someone was doing better than me, I'd just start sleeping less so I could work even more. Like, I'd figure it out. I don't give a fuck.
The barrier to entry to be you is extremely high.
Yeah.
Right? Especially where you're
Well,
at
it's just because
now.
I'm all in. I'm crazy. Like, people shouldn't be me. I don't have a life. I don't have work-life balance. My personality, my soul, my being is making the best videos possible, entertaining my fans as best as I can. Like, that is what exists on this planet. And I don't recommend it. You know what I mean? Like, you should have work-life balance. You should not devote your entire life to this one thing. Like, go have fun. Like, you know, I'm miserable a lot of times. I have a mental breakdown every other week because I push myself so hard. Like, I don't recommend it, you know?
How do you come back from that?
I don't know. I take a couple hours off and then
And that's it.
and then I watch some anime and then I'm good to go.
Watch some anime.
Yeah, but I also feel like hanging out with you over the past couple of years, like this year particularly, you do feel like lighter, not like your weight,
Thank you.
but like you do feel lighter.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like even when we were hanging out this morning and working out, like it's something feels like. Do you feel like you're coming into a different state of being?
Oh, 100%.
Because I feel like you are. Like
Yeah.
I feel like you're. Maybe you're just more comfortable with the level of pressure. Does it feel like that?
Yeah, I definitely, my level of care has definitely gone down quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't have any fear of falling off or I don't have much fears at all. It's like, I'm just so laser focused on like, here's what I got to do. I've got clarity I have clarity on clarity on clarity of what I want to do. It is like, I want to wake up and I want to figure out how I make the best videos possible. That is it. And it's like so clear. I don't have to like wonder like, oh, should I be doing this or should I be doing that? Or like, you know, it's like, as long as that's all I obsess over every day, no one's ever going to do what I do better than me. And people are going to continue watching it. Like if I'm spending 100 times more than everyone else, I'm being 100 times more creative. I'm putting 100 times more effort in and I'm hiring the best people in the world and I'm doing blank and I'm doing blank. Then like, people are going to show up. And so I don't have a fear of falling off. I don't have a fear of anything. I just wake up and I obsess over this one thing with my entire soul. And it's great. And like, like I said, like right now I'm in a rut where I don't even watch YouTube. Like I have no idea what everyone else is doing. I don't care. I'm just doing my thing and I'm trying to go as hard as I can and make it as